I want to understand where the revenue boost comes from. I just said that you had a little bit of a boost. Our analyst said there is no end in sight of your revenue pain. Please tell me you can see a glimpse of light on the revenue story at ABN. Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, our results are good this quarter, and our revenue is good, particularly on the net interest income side. So despite low rates, our net interest income was up quarter on quarter and year on year. There are a few one-offs in that area. I mean, we see our NII, net interest income, underlying at pretty stable, but over time, quarter on quarter, you'll see the effect of low rates impacting deposit margins, and that's why we've called that out this morning.
Clifford, good morning. Great to speak to you. I mean, this is the situation even before we get more potential rate cuts from the ECB. If those do come, what more will you need to do to offset the effect?
Look, we're working hard already to offset the effects of low rates. So where we can, we're passing those on to our clients. Some of our big clients already pay negative rates, and we pass those on. We're working hard to offer services for which clients pay fees. And lastly, we're working hard on keeping our costs well controlled. So all told, you can see our cost-income ratio is pretty good. In this quarter, it's 56%. So we're operating within the range that we've indicated for next year, the 56 to 58. But we do see that range as a challenge given the low interest rate environment, the effects of that over time.
Clifford, what kind of tiering do we need to see from the ECB? Have you had discussions with them, and what have you suggested to them, if so?
Yeah, we've read the reports as you have, and we note what's done in other markets. So we're looking forward. I think I'll be speculating like you on what the outcome may or may not be. I think big picture though, low rates will drive down deposit margins. I mean, it's possible we get some benefit through tiering, but I think that's unlikely to offset the overall impact of lower rates on us. So we would welcome rates moving higher, but I think we and you need to be patient. We don't expect that in the short term, so we need to be operating the business to succeed in a low interest rate environment.
Clifford, in the previous quarter, ABN Amro increased spending on money laundering prevention. Are you now 100% money laundering proof?
No, we've announced today more money to be spent in this area, so it's very important that we fully comply with all the rules. We take our role as gatekeeper to the financial system very seriously. We have over 1,000 people devoted to this work right now. We expect that to increase, at least in the short to the medium term, as we ensure we fully upgrade and strengthen the systems that are so important to us and our clients.
One of the things that we touched on in the last quarter, Clifford, and it was one of the figures that the market focused on, was on the spend in preparedness for Brexit. We're discussing the risks of hard Brexit. How much of an impact, Clifford, on the world would a hard Brexit have? And this is what we're trying to define at the moment. From a European perspective, are we underpricing the potential risk to your business of a hard Brexit?
Yeah, look, you can hear I'm a Brit and I work in the Netherlands, so I follow Brexit very closely. I think in my view, it's clear that the direct impact of a hard Brexit will be quite localised. You know, in the UK, in Ireland, some parts of the Netherlands. My view is it's more of a sentiment issue. We've seen big events on the trade level, between US and China, and that's not good for the global economy. And I think it drives a sentiment indicator. I think a hard Brexit would be part of that. It's very interesting, though, that I've seen the probabilities of a hard Brexit now moving up. I think it's nearly 50%, if I remember correctly. So it may be one of those events that is fully discounted if and when it happens.
Clifford, the search for a new CEO still continues as Kees van Dijkhuizen leaves in April. That's when his term ends. Can you tell me whether you would prefer a leader who would pursue new growth abroad or focus more on the domestic market?
Look, we're pretty happy with our strategy. You know, we are winning in our local market, and we're pursuing focused, profitable growth outside the Netherlands. I've got no special insight on the CEO, and I look forward to a new appointment in due course. It's really up to our supervisory board to manage that process.